are responsible. You're not going to repeat this at home. Some of those things just happen once and that's it. You don't have to do it also. Our youngest son had fits. He would tweet at night. And he was using medication, phenobarbital. Those of you might know it. He was supposed to be that for 2 to 5 years, every day, drinking that tablet. But he would fit, and then they said, when he fits like that, it's affecting his brain. It is dangerous, so we have to rush to the hospital. Every time my child would do that, almost once or twice or 3 times a week, would rush to the hospital. We didn't even have to stand in the queue. They knew, oh, Pastor is here, open the way for Pastor. Pastor is here. I'm carrying my son. They are, Pastor, you are here again. Yes, I'm carrying my son. Here comes the pastor. Oh, Pastor. I got tired. So one day we were sleeping with my wife, and the kid started to, because we had to sleep with him to monitor. He started doing that, and my wife says, honey, he's tweeting, let's go to the hospital. I said, I'm not going there. I'm sick and tired of having God being mocked by those nurses. Me as a pastor bringing my kid running around like a crazy chicken without a head and running around. I am not going there. If this child is going to die, let him die tonight. We bury him this week, it's over. Now, I'm not saying you should do that. That's the part that says don't do this at home. But we made that. I said, Lord, if he dies, let him die. I'm sick and tired of you being mocked in the hospital. And I said, honey, I'm sleeping. I slept until morning. That was not the miracle. The miracle was that my wife slept also. Those of you who know wives about their kids, they will kill you to save their children. They will take that child and walk all the way to the hospital if you don't want to do it. When my wife slept and we woke up in the morning, I said, God, you are powerful. This is the greatest miracle for my wife to sleep. Let me tell you something, beloved. That child never went through that thing forever until today. Don't do it at home. Beloved, God must deal with the threat. Sometimes God does not want to intervene until he can be sure that you are free from this thing. So I want to act, but I just want to make sure that you are free from this thing. God is not afraid of what you are afraid for. Whenever I'm afraid, that's point number 3, I will trust in God. Not I will have the threat removed. I will trust in God. He knows what's best for me. If I must go through this, he will give me the power. See yourself beyond. See yourself on the other hand. God, if he doesn't remove it, he will give you the power to go through it. Let's trust God. Trusting God, in short, means that you know that God is able, even if he does not do it. He did that with Job, gave him 5 chapters of his CV. Where were you when I created this world? 5 chapters. At the end, Job says, now I know you can do everything. All we want, beloved, is to know that God can do everything. And I tell you, God can be trusted. He's not a divine waiter. I wouldn't like a God who panics in food summer post. I pray to God, I'm panicking, Lord, and he comes running, what's the problem? I don't want a God who does that. I want a God who walks slowly but steadily. A God who walks resolutely. I want a God who, when he is told that Lazarus is sick and is sick unto death, a God who says, where he says is in that direction, and he goes that direction. I want a God who goes the other direction, and yet the problem is that side, he goes that way. He goes for 4 days. 4 days. 4 days. He says, now let's go and resurrect him. I want a God who says, when I come, it's the right time. I don't want a divine waiter. I don't want a God who's a waiter. Waiter, come here. I have a headache. Waiter, come here. My child is sick. Waiter, I'm hungry. No. And God comes running with a